Whiskey Tango Charlie Sensory Training Friday. I think we got a twofer.
Twofer. You brought two surprises in.
I got two surprises, but this is really tasting 2.0.
Okay, 2.0.
Yeah, so we're taking it to the next level.
Right.
So I happen to think you're pretty handsome in that shirt you got sporting there, dude.
New merch.
Yeah.
We have new merch, yeah. So, yeah, I was told there was going to be bourbon. That's just it.
Yeah. And I drink my craft beer distilled.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So the twofer is, yes, we're tasting on a Friday like we always do. Century Kit's out. It's all about increasing your knowledge, what you are exposed to, Charles.
Right. And you brought in this. I didn't even know. I didn't know you brought this. Our recent trip to Kentucky, you picked up this bottle. Beardstown.
Beardstown, very inexpensive bottle with the screw top.
Hey, it's okay. The 90 proof Brookstone Distilling Company out in Louisville, and 90 proof, and just, you know, you decided, well, we talked about this. Let's do a little something warm up before we go right into sensory training. So
Right.
It's Friday, you know, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
So we typically pour something that we know. So we know what we're picking up sensory-wise, what we're smelling, what we're tasting. But in this 2.0 version, we're going to bring in something new that we've never had before. When we're out shopping, you know, I'm not the unicorn shopper. I know you're going to be shocked when I tell you this, but Blanton's is just not my palate.
It's okay.
Right? So I typically pick up the lesser expensive bottles because if we're going to talk about things, let's talk about things that people can afford. So this is a very affordable bottle to anyone that would be looking for a good pour. It is a straight Kentucky bourbon whiskey.
Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey.
Yes.
So, and I searched everywhere for age statements and blah, blah, blah. And so this is at least 4-year-old stock.
Yep. So I picked up a lot of oak and some tobacco.
Lots of oak in the nose, but it doesn't hit the palate like you would think. It just, you know, you're smelling it like, but, and then tobacco. That was interesting. And then now that it's been in the glass a little bit, agitating it around a bit, it really picks up sweet notes.
Yes.
And
This might be my new go-to, right?
I haven't seen this around here,
But it's a great pour,
it's a good pour.
right? Especially for the money.
Yeah.
Incredible.
You know, and think, Troy, if I look at this from the side view and I don't see any of the label, I'm just looking at the bottle, it just hit me. I've seen this bottle before, and we have this bottle design.
The bottle design.
It's a Flatboat. Picked it up at Liquor Barn. It was there.
It's their house thing.
Right, and that's the exact same bottle. I mean, it is the exact same bottle. So, hey, okay.
I love opening new stuff.
Hey, dude, wait a minute.
No, so you keep talking about the Beardstown
Yeah,
because prior to like 1790,
right,
one of the largest towns in Kentucky, which was, as we know, Bardstown, was the third largest community in Kentucky.
the state.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I knew it was one of the early cities in the area, but and there's no joke. The so many of the master distillers landed in that area. Thus, I mean, you know, good gosh, right? All the distilleries that came in that region.
So from North Carolina, we're going to spin this in only the way that we know how, which is Statesville, which was the whiskey capital of the world prior to Prohibition, right?
Before Kentucky happened.
Right.
Right.
And all them sons of bitches ran off to Kentucky when it happened. And we know where they landed at now?
Beardstown.
Beardstown. That's my story. You can't make that shit up.
Sensory Training Friday with history. There we
Right.
go.
So, Charles, we picked this up, talked to the young man, the ambassador. And so we've heard every story.
BourbonCon. We
Yeah.
met the guy in BourbonCon, and he
Okay.
talked about this pour, this bottle.
This bottle. So, I'm not going to tell you it's marketing because we haven't tasted it. I'm not going to tell you that there isn't some truth to everything that you hear. So in North Carolina, we have a distillery that plays rock and roll music and shakes the barrels, right? And helps the juice to go in and out of
The barrel
the barrel, right?
agitates.
We've learned in Texas that it's about cycles because it gets cold in the evening, hot in the afternoon, moving in and out. That's the Texas story,
Lots of movement.
right? Brad Paisley.
Brad Paisley goes to Bardstown Bourbon, selects barrels, put it on the tractor trailer, goes on the U.S. tour, rolling around up and brings it back, and then they bottle it and blend it and do whatever. Just
Right?
yeah, the American tour, right? Brad Paisley's
Yeah,
signature.
it's a
brand.
pretty good pour, but hey, they got a story.
Good stuff.
It's about a story. So then you got the Jefferson Ocean.
Put it in a container. And,
Put it in a container.
hey, wait. How about our boy Blitz, our guy Blitz in North Carolina, right? He's on a mission to send some stuff in orbit.
Mystic Distillery here in the Triad area of North
Yikes.
Carolina.
Wow.
Our buddy Blitz up there, he is, I'm going to tell you, he's got a pretty cool place. If you get an opportunity, you need to go by there and at least chat with him. But he has the vision of sending the first bourbon into space,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Galactic.
Galactic. So here we are with Ingram, right?
Yeah.
It is Sensory Training Friday. These are my bottles. I purchase them. We don't get stuff sent to us. Well, I shouldn't say that, but we're not biased, right? So we go out, we find stuff that we believe we're going to enjoy, and we want to share it with you. So this is a straight rye whiskey. Why?
Right.
Came out of my pocket.
Rye we got. You're the rye guy.
I'm the rye guy, and so if I'm going to buy a bottle, I'm going to buy something that I believe is my palate. And my palate's rye. They do have some other varieties.
Right.
I chose this one.
The unique thing here, as we met the brand ambassador at BourbonCon, the unique thing was is the storage, where they store the barrels in the rick house. And the rick house is not normal rick house storages. They have barges on the Mississippi River that the barrels are stored in these barges, and the movement of the barge. I mean, you think about that thing's floating and it's moving, and again,
All the ships that are passing
yeah,
by,
so
the commerce going up
the
and down.
wakes that happen, and anyway, there's movement. Okay, so think Jefferson Ocean, maybe not obviously that kind of motion, but there's the water movement, there's the tide, the rise and the lower, and so anyway, you think about that. It is how they're moving the juice around, and hopefully the juice is moving in and out of the wood and all that. So, and it was good. We had a good time chatting with this gentleman at the BourbonCon,
Yep.
and learning about him. We asked questions and stuff, and I didn't know, Troy. Honestly, I didn't know you'd found this and picked it up. I mean, we only picked up a couple of bottles. Just saying.
So it goes back, right? So there's a great story here. My background is NASCAR auto racing, as many of you may know. And so traveling to St. Louis, to the racetrack right there on the east side of the river, right?
Right.
So you're either going to get shot or run over by a race car, right? No. So east side's really cleaned up there in St. Louis. Love St. Louis, love it down by the river. They too have barges that are tied up, but they're casinos. So the young man's talking to me, and I'm thinking, Memphis. I'm thinking
Right.
St. Louis. I'm like, you know what? I've been down on the river. I've had a good time. But every time I'm in St. Louis, or every time I'm in Memphis, or along that region up through, you know, the mid part of the United States, it's always summertime, Charles.
Right.
And it is so hot.
Right. Humidity's
It
like
soaks,
drenches.
like it soaks through you.
Right.
So I'm running through my mind. I'm going, hang on. So this is bigger than the Mississippi River, right?
Right.
So the river's flowing all the way down from and I've been to the beginning of the Mississippi River just by tell you, Bemidji, Minnesota.
Okay.
The Mississippi River is coming out of basically the ground
Right.
in Bemidji. Look it up.
Bemidji.
Bemidji, Minnesota. And
Bemidji.
it travels from Minnesota all the way down. The Ohio River gets into other rivers,
Yeah.
tributaries, right?
Right.
And it turns into this big ass wide river by the time you get to St. Louis, right? Mm-hmm. Before it gets into a real wide basin, which is what? The Gulf of Mexico. Dude.
Well, I mean, yeah, it gets down to New Orleans and it really spreads out, but then you hit the Gulf, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was thinking heat, humidity,
Oh,
then coming off the water, the cool waters that are coming from Minnesota and Ohio. So the water's at a certain temperature and it's got to have a play into the
right.
atmosphere,
Right.
right? Then the heat that's just unbearable in the summertime,
Right.
right? So you start thinking about that, and that's what causes this movement in the wood, Charles.
Right. Right. And you think about what the storage is, and again, we haven't seen pictures of the inside of the barges, but you think about that, Troy. So it's no different than the rick houses that are sitting on land. Those barrels that are in the lower part of the barge, so down in the hull, close to the hull, temperature is going to be pretty constant because that water temperature is going to keep it, you know, cooler. The barrels that are up higher, they're going to get more effect of the air temperature. And so, yeah, and then you add the movement component. This is a rye whiskey bombshell. I haven't tasted it yet. I've been holding off, but my
Hang
mouth is watering here.
So,
With I'm getting.
all right,
Is it not a mintiness to that?
there is mint all over it.
Oh
But
my gosh!
hang on, I'm gonna throw you for a loop here. So I've been looking at more the heads, the tails, the hearts, the acetones, the temperature. I want you to smell that right there.
Okay.
Well, you smell that. And then smell your bourbon.
And that's too sweet. To me, it's too sweet.
What is that, huh?
So,
Hang on, let's go to the next temperature here. Oh. Now try that
all
one.
right, back it up. Okay. Now it's
So that's number 3.
that's just regular methanol. So you get hints of. Gosh, I touched it on those.
Yeah, you're done.
I'm done.
Whiskey tasting is done for the evening. Charles
Well,
has stuck his nose
that one is.
in the oils.
This one is too. That's minty, herbal mint, and that's too much. But there's characteristics of that herbal mint here, but not that strong.
Ooh, that's not it at all. Ooh.
Try the cedar.
Try the cedar.
20.
That's what I like about this. My palate is not going to pick up the same thing as his palate, which, oh, by the way, is not going to pick up the same thing as your palate.
Who the hell wrote on this? That's interesting.
No, so if you'll remember the kit that we got, they had to change the number up. What are you getting there?
They what?
They changed some numbers up. That's 15, not 25.
Okay.
Dude, you're in the printing business.
What's
What do you
wrong?
do when you run out of labels?
What's wrong with these people?
You just take a pen and you write over top of it, right?
Well, where is 25? I don't even see 25. We don't have a 25. Shit.
So what is 25?
Cedar.
Cedar.
I think there's hints of cedar here. But all right, I'm tasting.
All right, I got one. This is.
I don't get that on the nose. Cherry.
Oh.
What is this proof? 98.
So I thought, I'm just going to do this to you.
All right.
Take that, not real close. Not real close.
That's too earthy.
That is way earthy. But I'm getting some earthy.
Yeah. It's,
right?
But you can't get too close with that.
I'm getting some methanols.
That's almost as...
I get nothing that I get on my palate, which is a cherry bomb.
I first sip, boom, and I breathed out, and I got cherry, and then it was gone. I'm gonna tell you right now that
very fruity, and it is a rye, which I don't pick up in a rye. Right? Do we know what the mash bill is?
I've done nothing on that.
How dare us go online and not read from someone else's internet piece? Sorry about that, guys. We're trying not to copy everybody. It says, enjoy the smooth, mellow taste that is mature beyond its age.
Third sip into this, I get hints of citrusy on the back end now.
It's straight rye.
Straight rye. What?
Straight rye.
Holy smokes. So, wow.
So the barrel and the maturation and the waves, right?
I don't know what, I'm surprised. I don't know if you've got another one of those, but if you do, I'm buying one. I'm stealing you. Dude, that's nice.
I like it.
That's really nice.
This is.
Man.
Wow. So cherry bomb, methanol. I'm getting methanol.
You're getting
right?
methanol.
A little earthy, but the taste.
Oh, it's.
And the finish. Long. It's not a spicy like you're going to get in a rye.
No, that's not. Hang on. I'm getting like. I'm just gonna grab. Yeah. Well, it should. This should work, because this is rye.
Oh, is this rye?
That's rye. It should.
No.
It should work.
It should.
It should.
I'm not getting that.
There's a sweetness here, and I want to say it's orange and caramel and cherry, and it keeps going back and forth. But it's good.
Whiskey Tango Charlie, Friday afternoon.
Hey,
Really, it's not about what's in our glass. It's about what's in your glass.
right. Don't forget. Hey, this merch, Etsy, our Etsy page. This is up there. If you want, you guys want shirts. We're loading up. I'm just saying, we got some cool shirts out there. This is two of many.
Hold on a second. It is 5:13. Hang on, we're going to wait.
Okay.
So it's 5, we're going to call it 5:14.
5/14.
Right? On when? Friday? What's the date?
The 14th.
Friday the 14th. The next 500 followers on our YouTube channel, we're going to do a randomizer, and you get to pick what shirt you want.
Pick a shirt. We'll send it to you.
And We'll send you a Glencairn Whiskey Tango Charlie.
Yep. Got some
Well, we got-
new branding coming out too.
Give them 30 days.
Whatever. We'll get them a little couple
No,
of
no.
weeks.
Give them the weekend.
A couple of days.
No, first 500.
All right. Cut it off. There you go. See?
Whiskey Tango Charlie.
Enjoy the weekend, folks. Cheers.